NH Marseille Hotel. It's a hotel that sits in the city center within easy reach of Marseille's biggest draws, close to Le Panier, the Old Port, and the Museum. And some guests noting it's roughly a mile and a half from the port and about a kilometer from the train station. Having stayed there myself, I will tell you that it's a bit of a walk, to get there. I would say 5 to 10 minutes for me to go from the hotel all the way to the viewport, the old port, which is where all the action is. Quite frankly, that's what you want to be at. I stood there. I have another review on a different hotel called the Beaumont, and take a look at it. This one is right on the old port. Now, what I've done is I've looked at the last 20 reviews on TripAdvisor based on my interpretation, and let's see what other people are saying. The last 20 people say, and I'll give you my comment as well. Now, so far, the hotel is averaging about 4.6 out of 5 based on the last 20 reviews in TripAdvisor, which is a strong showing. So let's dig into why. So the service here comes up over and over and is clearly the heart of the guest experience. Multiple reviewers name specific staff members and describes them as warm, attentive, and going out of their way to help them. One guest with a disabled family member described the check-in team prearranging an accessibility room near the elevator, coordinating with family members' late arrival, and setting up twin beds in advance, calling it a level of care that made the whole stay easier. And another guest was upgraded on a business trip and said everything was perfect right down to the downstairs restaurant. I would agree with that. I thought when I was there, they were very helpful. I mean, I saw lots of stewardess and pilots. So it's kind of a stopover type of hotel, very convenient, much larger than the hotel near the old port. Very convenient. Rooms get consistently good marks too. Reviewers describe them as large, clean, comfortable, and well equipped, with several calling out roomy walk in showers, good water pressure, and quality linens. A few travelers mentioned being pleasantly surprised by big bathroom and huge beds, and more than one reviewer highlights getting bumped up to a nicer room without much fuss. True, the room, and you could see with the pictures going by, the rooms were larger than expected. But again, you're not in the middle of the action, right? You're kind of away from it. What I mean by the action, the shops, the restaurants, the old port where all the action is. Obviously, the closer you get to there, the rooms get smaller. There, you're a little bit further away, but you have bigger room. Breakfast is another strong point across nearly every review, described as varied, abundant, and well done, with fresh pastries and drinks even offered to early arrivals waiting for their rooms. The lobby and bar area also get praised for being comfortable and welcoming, a nice spot to relax if you're not in a rush to head out. I would say, I mean, having experienced the Beaumont, which is closer um, to and I did another review on that. Take a look at it. This one is closer to the Hotel Beauvau. The Hotel Beauvau, 5 stars near the old port. Take a look at my video on that. That hotel had a much better breakfast. I mean, this one is not a bad breakfast. It's not the same thing. Mostly carbs, quite. For the most mixed feedbacks, the most common complaint is by far the on-site restaurant is closed on Saturdays and Sundays, which catches several guests off guard, especially since nearby restaurant options sends out on Sunday nights. A few reviewers also flag breakfast service hiccups during busy periods, like scrambled eggs taking a while to refill and tables not being cleared properly. One guest had a frustrating dinner mix up where they were told conflicting opening times 2 nights in a row, ended up unable to get table at all. There are a couple of sharper complaints, worth mentioning too. One guest described a seriously rocky arrival, waiting a long time at the front desk while trying to sort out reservation and parking confusion, though she did credit one staff member for eventually solving it with patience. Another guest felt burned by a taxi arranged through the front desk, saying the driver charged nearly double the going rate. On location, most guests love being close to the action, though a couple mentioned it's about 15-minute walk to the harbor, which I agree, the old port, which some found long enough that they hesitated to return for that reason alone. It is, you're not close. You got to walk. A few also noted the area right around the hotel felt urban, though still clean and safe. I would say that I would agree. It is a bit urban. You're basically on your own. I mean, it's not dangerous. There's a pharmacy. It's a bunch of things, but it's urban. You are within a where the people live, essentially. So here's the takeaway: the NH Marseille is clearly delivering strong, well-run stay for the vast majority of guests, with standout staff, comfortable rooms, and breakfast people genuinely rave about. Just plan around the weekend restaurant closures, book dinner reservation in advance. If you're staying over Saturday or Sunday, maybe arrange your own transportation instead of relying on the front desk for a cab. What I did is I just got a Uber. It's much safer and much easier and it's cheaper. So that's a breakdown on the HA Smart. Staying over, let me know in the comments how your experience compares and see you in the next one.